It is our favorite time of the week again, time for Rise and Cues, when we get to answer your questions. Saagar, what's up first?
Number one, would it be likely that individual states issue vaccine passport mandates at their borders? That seems like the slipperiest part of the slope. You know, the more I've been looking into this, it does seem that if there's going to be any sort of like vaccine passport, it will come from the corporate side and not from the government side. Biden administration has already ruled it out. Some states have said it was under consideration, but the amount of widespread backlash that I've already seen organically just does make me think that worst case scenario, it is instituted by corporations. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's a good thing. Like, I actually think that could cause a whole host of problems in itself. But in terms of the state border stuff, I just don't see that happening. I think it would just be too much of an organic backlash.
I agree with you. There's two things. Number one, I mean, clearly the Biden administration quickly realized this would be completely politically toxic, distanced themselves from the idea, said it would be coming from the private sector. Right. But also, I mean, this is going to be all about what corporations think is in their best bottom line interest. And people not being able to move across state lines easily is not in no one's making money off of that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't think that is likely to come to pass. You probably will see it in other instances where corporations think that this will improve their profit margin by providing other passengers on airplanes comfort or whatever. But I don't think that you'll see the state line thing, just because I don't think it's good for anybody's bottom line.
I think it's a good point.
All right, second question. Will Joe Biden enter a brand new war in his first term? Saagar, what do you think?
No, there are plenty of wars that are currently going on, which he won't exit, which in my opinion is just bad enough. And look, what's going on with Afghanistan right now, we've got exactly 1 month until the deadline. And guess what? No indications that they're leaving. Biden said in his press conference, like I said during the show, that was literally the biggest news he made. He's like, I can't imagine American troops would be still in Afghanistan in 2022. What's different?
I can imagine it.
I can imagine it
very easily.
Why are they still there in 2021? You have the power right now in order to make sure that doesn't happen. He keeps saying it'll be tough. We got to work on this. We got to work on that. Nothing will fundamentally change between right now and 2022. It's all a big lie that's told by the Pentagon over and over and over again, and he will continue falling for these lies. And in 2024, there will still be troops in Afghanistan.
There you go. There was actually an article in CNN that I just pulled up a while back that I meant to cover here. Pentagon could open itself to costly litigation from contractors if the U.S. pulls out of Afghanistan this year. So even though Trump had made the deal that we're getting out on May 1st, the Department of Defense still re-upped all these gigantic contracts with the military-industrial complex with the expectation of like, we're not really getting down there on May 1st. And then you have one more incentive like, well, we still got to pay these people, so we may as well stay there, right?
Yeah, it's just classic. That's what they always do, and it'll never end.
Totally classic.
Last question. What do we got? All right. Given the often grim, depressing, aggravating news that happens in the world of politics and world events, how do you two keep it from dragging you down mentally as you make it your job to report on the issues? Love the show. Great question, Matt. What do you think, Krystal?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I mean, first of all, even though I can have a lot of cynical takes here, I am at core an optimist. Mm-hmm. I do believe in the possibility of progress. I do believe in the possibility of mass politics and change from the grassroots up. So that's sort of like, if I didn't have that, then why bother?
Yeah,
right?
Like,
what's the point of engaging in any of this? But I do have that, and I do believe in the possibility of improvements in, you know, the condition of the working class here and around the world. So that's one thing. And then, you know, my kids are a big deal for me. And when I have 3 kids. When you're with them, everything else kind of goes away because they demand your full and undivided attention. I think we're both really into getting outside and being in nature. That's very restorative for me.
No, that's a huge
part
of it.
Plus, I drink a lot.
For what I think it is that, you know, yes, you can be deeply cynical and all that, but there's a lot of fun to be had, actually, in exposing and in talking about this. And really, where I get the life from is from so much of the response to what we do, because it just validates that the work actually means something to other people and their lives and how they help think. And then, you know, anytime somebody comes up to you and is like, your show helped me with this, your show helped me with that, it was inspiration, it changed the way that I think about the right, changed the way I think about the left. I was able to talk to my dad because of something that you said. That's what really makes it all worthwhile. And so that's kind of where I derive my sense, especially whenever things suck, like, during the January 6th or, other tense moments, just try and think about things like that, because that's what really helps.
Yeah. I guess the other thing I would say, and both of us having held multiple jobs in media before, is having a freedom to explore what actually interests you and so chase the threads and, track down and go deep on the stories that you're genuinely interested in and that you think are genuinely really significant or important for a variety of ways. That makes all the difference, luxury. All the difference in the world.
So true. Absolutely.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll have more content for you later today.